Hi friends, welcome to Law Chat with Girija. I'm Girija Bhargav Patel, your host for Law Chat, and I am so excited for you to join us today. I have some amazing guests on Law Chat, and they're here to share their experiences and entrepreneurial journey with us, and through their storytelling, mentorship with us, because that is the whole point. We are all entrepreneurs and we're all on a journey, and learning from one another is the best way for us to move forward in our journey as well. And I have amazing guests who are so willing and ready to share their stories with us, their challenges and their victories and their achievements, and also their mindset. I just can't wait to share that with you, and I also just can't wait to have that conversation with them. It's such a privilege to have each and every one of them here with us today, and also it's such a privilege to have you listening in and tuning in. So let's dive in to Law Chat with Girija. Hi friends, welcome to Law Chat with Girija. So on today's episode, we're going to continue on with the conversation for the end of the year, and this is part 2 of 3 of the end of the year conversation. Today, we're going to talk about goal setting and vision casting. I don't know about you, but I am absolutely obsessed. Obsessed is actually an understatement of how much I love goal setting and vision casting. Anybody that knows me knows how obsessive I am about it and how much I enjoy it. I love doing it. Now, one of the main reasons I love doing it because I truly believe in setting intentions, and setting those intentions and writing them down, creating a vision board, doing all these things creates manifestation of those intentions. It is not just telling the universe, but also telling yourself that, hey, I can do this. And I truly believe the power of the ability to speak what your dreams are and the ability to follow through and achieve those dreams. Now, of course, dreams, goals, visions, they all change over time. They evolve also over time because circumstances change, seasons change, but there are some goals in your heart that I can promise you have today. Goals that you may not have even spoken about with anybody. Dreams that are so big that they scare you. But I promise you, friend, write that down. Write it down, whether you achieve it this year or whether you achieve it in 10 years. Write it down, because the idea is that why should you shy away from something that is so planted, so deep rooted in your heart that don't run away from it. It is meant for you. The dream is meant for you. The achievement of that dream is meant for you. And so today I'm going to share with you my tricks on goal setting and my tricks on vision casting. And there, you can call them tricks. This is like the process that I use. And I actually like to start it at the beginning of December, really, like where I'm actually intentionally setting everything out for the following year. However, throughout the year, there are things that keep popping up. There's ideas that pop up, or dreams that are all of a sudden that I've had that I never knew I had before that have popped up. And so what I like to do is have a place where I can keep them in safekeeping. So whether that is a note on your phone, or whether that is a Trello board, or whether that is Asana, or whether that is a notebook that you actually physically write in, whatever that medium is that you use to secure your written dreams, write it there, place it there, manifest it there. Now, at the beginning of December, end of November, what I like to do is I like to pull those things out. And I like to use Trello. I've really grown a super fondness to Trello this year, but it's nothing like the written word for me, right? So I love writing also in planners. I love creating, actual images because I'm a visual learner also, and I love creating images because it helps me with the processes and everything as well. So I go back to those. And what I do then is I see how I can integrate them into the following year, or how I can prepare myself to be better positioned to execute those dreams later on in life. Maybe not next year, maybe in 2 years. So I take those things, I put them out there, I look at them, I see what is something that I really want to achieve and whether I still want to do it or not. So those ideas may be fleeting. They might be something that just are not supposed to be there, but they might be something that keep popping up over and over again. And so I want to reassess them, revisit them, and figure out if this is something that I still want to do. Now, from there, when I'm setting my goals, again, pull out your Trello board, pull out Asana, pull out your notebook that you write on. Pull out anything that works for you, where it's easy to access, where it's easy to understand also, and easy to maneuver and manipulate as you need to. So this year I used Trello because it was really cool, it was easy, and plus I can move things around really well, and I'm still typing and writing, and it's visually genius. I can see it and I understand it, and it's not like a hodgepodge mess for me. So I used Trello this year. And what I do though is I start at the end of the next year. That's where my goals start. They don't start at the beginning of the year, they start at the end of the 12-month period. Why? Because I want to see myself in a different place. And so I write down where I envision myself at the end of the year. And what I mean by that is, it's not just what position I'm holding, or how much money I have made, or what type of launches I've done, or businesses that I've done. It's not just a placement holder in my life, but also, how do I feel? What am I feeling? Do I feel healthy? Do I feel happy? Do I feel joyful? Do I feel ecstatic? Am I energized? Like, what is it that I'm feeling? And so I want my feelings to be a part of actual metrics also, or tangible goals that I have met as well. So those two things I write down at the end of 2021 now. Where do I see myself and how do I feel? And so when you start at the end of the year, that's your big goal in life. That's your big goal for 2021 or any year that you're working on. And so now you have to work towards that big goal. So then I break the year into quarters. I break it into Q1, 2, 3, and 4. But I start backwards again. I'm working backwards. And so in order for me to achieve something at the end of the year, say launching a division of my business, then what do I need to have done by the end of Q4 in order for that to happen? And if I have a certain feeling, what do I need to do throughout the year in order for me to feel that way? Do I need to lose weight? Is that what my feeling is? Or do I need to make myself feel better about my health? Is that what I need to do? Or do I need to, just have some more feeling where I feel like I've had meditation and I'm feeling peace and a balance in me? So what do I need to do to achieve those aspects of my life as well? So include all of that. And so at the end of each quarter, you want to see yourself having achieved certain building blocks in order to achieve the big goal. Because quite frankly, you may not be able to achieve the big goal in Q1. However, what you can do is achieve the smaller goals that lead up to the big goal, because at the end of the day, it's a puzzle piece and you have to just keep stacking it up on each other, adding pieces in order to make the bigger picture. And that's what goal setting is. If you do it all at once, where everything has to be done in Q1 or everything has to be done in January, you aren't going to do anything because it's so overwhelming and it's like over processing the brain that you just can't move forward. And I'm saying that out of experience, not because I've read it somewhere, and I've totally read it somewhere too.
I hate to interrupt this awesome conversation, but I have to stop and talk with you about the number one thing I'm asked about by entrepreneurs: contracts. They're vital to any business relationship and to protect your business. But I also know that entrepreneurs, especially when you're starting up, money is tight. But I would never want you to compromise on a strong legal foundation. So enter yourcontractbuddy.com, a website created by me with contract templates created and drafted by me and fellow industry partners. They're ready to use and easy to plug in immediately. And they are not restricted to any specific state. Yourcontractbuddy.com is sponsoring this episode, and you and your listener can get 10% off right now with code LAWCHAT. Yes, you heard me right. 10% off right now with code LAWCHAT. And now back to our awesome conversation.
And so these are aspects that we really need to focus on. It does take time. It's not necessarily something that can happen in an hour, this goal setting. So as you're going back, Q3, you also write down, okay, in order for me to achieve Q4 goal and the end of the year goal, what do I need to achieve in Q3? What do I need to achieve in Q2? What do I need to achieve in Q1? And, some of my goals this year is cultivating. In fact, that's my word of the year. I'm going to be cultivating because I need to cultivate my business and all of the different businesses that I've started this past year. I need to cultivate my community, my audience, my clients. I need to cultivate them. And what do I mean by cultivate? What I mean by cultivate is really pour some more love and attention into these areas. So that way they are stronger and they're positioned better in the industry. And they're also gaining a name in the industry, and they're also gaining goodwill in the industry. Because if I keep starting stuff and I don't invest my time and energy into what I've already created, then all that stuff will go away. And growth is oxygen to any business. I am a firm believer of that. I've heard countless leaders, industry leaders talk about that. And it just reinforces the fact that we should constantly be thinking about growth. Now, growth doesn't necessarily mean diversification all the time. It doesn't mean keep launching, but growth can also mean cultivation, growing what you have and growing it in different ways and pouring into it in different ways also. So for me, my word of the year is cultivation. What is your word of the year? I love word of the years. This past year, in reflection of 2020, my word of the year was actually fearless growth. And fearless growth meant that not growing like carelessly, but more so growing even in my fear, stepping into an unknown place, stepping into places that are uncomfortable, but with the faith that I can do it, with the faith that it's going to happen, with the faith that even if I do fall down, it's okay, because I'm learning and I'm growing as a leader, I'm growing as a CEO, I'm growing as a community builder, I'm growing in other facets of my life, even though I might fall on my face. And so that was my word of the year. And somehow, even through all of COVID, I was able to grow. And I really stepped into the growth with lots of fear. I was scared doing it. And there was a lot of things that I was uncomfortable. Even this podcast, I was like, what am I doing? And it's happening. And I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful for my community. I'm grateful for my family, my husband, my kids, who have just been there supporting nonstop. And I'm so thankful for all of them. And so now 2021 is coming around. So my word of the year is cultivation. And so I challenge you to think about your word of the year and how that will be reflected throughout the year. Because sometimes we're feeling a lot of things in our business and we just don't know how to put it together. And I also do a lot of reflection. And so if you pause just for, a little bit, pause. And as you're pausing, think about 2020. Think about the things that worked, like we talked about in the last podcast, things that didn't work, things that you want to take with you, things you just want to say, see ya, and you never want to see that person or thing again, or any of that, whatever that is again, and just slam the door on that. And then take that with you and see where you need to move in 2021, what areas you need to move into, and what is some feelings that you're feeling, and write them down. You don't need to have one word of the year. You can have multiple words of the year, and your word can change in the year too. It's okay. It's okay to change. It's okay to modify, but just have something to start with. So I challenge you to figure out your word, to figure out what word resonates with you, what word is resonating with you right now, and the vibrations and the energies that you're feeling, and figure out where you want to start moving in 2021. Where's the first step that you want to take in 2021? Which direction that's going in, and where your intentions are and where your mind is set to, because that will really help and be a guiding point as well when your feathers are a little ruffled throughout the year as well. So taking the word into consideration and then looking at your goals that you have and the big goal that you have and how you're feeling and what you want to feel like and where you want to be in a tangible metric, and then just kind of work back and see where you need to be in Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. And that way you're setting things that are measurable. You're setting things that are achievable and attainable also. And that's the most important thing. And, people talk about SMART goals. People have other ways of doing goals as well. And definitely use those tools. Those are all part of the toolkit. But do what works for you best. Sometimes not everything works for everybody the same way. And so use the tools that work for you best, because you're more inclined to use them over and over again, and you're more inclined to understand them because they really resonate with you. And so just use those. You don't have to be confined to a certain box when you're trying to figure out your goals also. And Your goals don't have to be like a list of 20 things. Your goals doesn't have to be big and lofty for the year. Your goal can just be something very simple, and that's okay too. We have to allow ourselves permission to be simple and to be lofty, because it's okay. It's okay because everyone's in a different season, and as the seasons come, we should also be adaptable, and we should be able to move in the season and flow in the season as well. And so I encourage you to pull out your Trello board or pull out your notebook, pull out whatever works for you. Take some time aside for yourself, grab a cup of coffee or wine and some cheese, whatever floats your boat, and just sit down with yourself and take that time out. And I promise you, when you walk out of there, you might feel a little stressed. I'm not gonna take that away. You might feel like, oh my gosh, I have so many things I wanna do, but you'll also feel enlightened. You also feel maybe whatever might have been heavy on the heart or the mind or the soul, it might have also come out, and you might have figured out a way to lighten the load. And so I wish you well. And I know 2021 is going to be another wonderful year. It might have challenges, but it will be a good year too. So I'm wishing you a happy new year, and I will see you in 2021.
Thank you so much for joining Law Chat with Girija. I love these kind of stories and conversations where we can be real, honest, and open, and having fun at the same time. I hope you are inspired and motivated to keep doing the amazing work you are doing. If this is something that gave you all those feels and then some, truly motivated and inspired for you, you can show your love in all or one of these ways. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video with your community and tell them about it, or share with somebody that can benefit from it. I look forward to seeing you next time on another episode of Law Chat, and until then, keep moving forward. Bye.